Hood rat. Welcome to episode 6 of Family.
What's
We're
up, Stan?
I'm doing good, man.
Mhm.
For this episode, we're gonna do what most people in America do. We're gonna be willfully ignorant of the world around us and just focus on what makes us happy. So let's jump into the music section. What have you been
Mhm.
listening to, man?
Oh, let me pull up my phone. I've actually been. It's kind of hard to keep up. A lot of shit dropped last week. Like
Too much.
before I tell you, before I tell you exactly what I've been listening to, like what Daniel Cesar dropped an album.
Incredible.
Cozy Tapes dropped. What else? Lil Uzi dropped. Someone else dropped that was
Bronson.
in the rap. Action Bronson. There's another person though too. I think.
Dave East.
Yes, there you go. So five people. Like
Yeah.
it was just a lot of rap music just decided to pop up all of a sudden, which was kind of I guess good
Extensive
because
as
now
well.
I mean like you pick and choose. So I just decided to choose three of the five we just talked about. Well, Davies I didn't really know about until a little bit later. Like I heard him on some ASAP songs,
Did you listen
but I
to
haven't peeped it yet.
Brockhampton?
Oh, that's another one. Well, that's like a band album, right? Or what do you consider that?
No, it's this rapper called Kevin Abstract,
Yeah, I
and
know. I
then he
fuck
has
with
a
him.
bunch of backing members,
Hmm.
but it's pretty much him
Hmm.
and it's like Odd Future if it was only focused on Tyler.
You know, I didn't understand. I knew like Brockhampton was Kevin Abstract leading him and his like
Mhm.
friends. I never really got into it. Like if maybe a few songs. I was mostly into Kevin Abstract when he dropped that MTV album, like
MTV
1987 or
Love
something.
Story.
Yeah, I think so. What was that first one with the like the with the pink jacket or whatever?
Mhm.
You remember that? It was like 2014.
I remember it because it's what is it? I remember he was like sitting in a car and like everything was all
Hmm.
dark and orange and whatnot. And I remember just really
Yeah.
liking the cover. And I didn't listen to that album. Yeah, it's called American Boyfriend, a Suburban Love Story. Is that it?
Okay. No, that was last year. I listened to that. That wasn't very good in my opinion. I'm talking about MTV 1987 was
Oh, okay.
2014. This is
Yeah, I'm
before.
listening to two different albums. Yeah.
No, yeah,
Okay.
but this is before like
Mm.
Brockhampton took place, but it was just him and like a few of his friends, and they had this
Yeah, it
song
was
called like
kind of
Drugs or
corny.
something.
Like I liked what the
I kind of
visuals
fucked
he was
with
trying
it.
to go with it, but like
Hmm.
I like the fact that he's comfortable enough, like okay, like saying he's gay, and that wasn't like it
Hmm.
didn't dominate everything, but I kind of just felt like
Hmm.
it was boring. American Abstract was just boring to me. Yeah.
You mean American Boyfriend?
Sorry, American Boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt with the album too. So after that, I mean, like whatever you kind of put out, I just kind of stopped paying attention to.
Yeah.
Like,
That's where I'm at right now.
and also keep in mind the guy is only 20, 21. So
Oh, that's
I
great.
don't
He's gonna
know.
be very successful.
Yeah, so I think he just needs a little bit of time, but like that album to me was whatever. So I haven't peeped this one. I probably
Mm-hmm.
will at some point. Same with the Dave album. And actually, I still haven't finished like all of Action Bronson's Blue Chip 7000. Like I listened to five songs and I kind of got like preoccupied with the other two, and then I just never put it on my phone either. Um, so to the ones I did listen to
Yeah.
Cozy Tapes and Lil Uzi, and I'll talk about the third one later. So because I just want to talk about rap right now.
All right.
So um, I thought Cozy Tapes too. I'll start with that. Was a lot better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit longer, I think. I think by like let me count by like five songs, but the songs as a whole, I don't know, they felt more. I don't know, it felt better, or just there's something better about it. Each of the songs, like, were at least like more interesting than the songs that came out of Cozy Tapes. Like Cozy Tapes one only had like probably three songs that I cared about. This one I would say at least had 4 to 5, maybe 5. So, have you listened to any parts of it yet?
No, I have
Okay.
not listened to a single part of
hmm
Cozy Tapes except for I'm assuming the singles.
Okay.
No,
So, Feel So Good,
and
I'm
Raph. Yeah,
assuming.
and I
Raph.
really like the song.
Feel So Good is good. I think it's better to watch visually. I don't know, my
Mhm.
phone or like my iPhone when I was like playing out my headphones. I felt like I didn't get enough of the synth or the melody. It got more bass. It was kind of weird. So it sounded a little bit different than I pictured, but I still like it. Please Shut Up is probably my favorite song off that. That wasn't a single. It had Gucci Mane, ASAP Rocky, um, Ferg. I think it was just those three people, and I think maybe Playboy Cardi, but I think I would call him ASAP Cardi at this point because that dude is always no, like really, come on, he's on almost every single song
He's an
on this
affiliate.
album.
He's just affiliated like 2 Chainz.
Oh, and Keys on it, but that's
Yeah.
some bullshit, man. Like he literally is like ASAP Cardi at this point, in my opinion.
It's yeah, he's very prolific. And he's their boy. He's constantly
Yeah,
shouting them out. You
exactly.
always see them together. You can tell that they're just down with each other. They ride with each other. So, and it makes sense though. Like think about it. Cardi is this is the cynical side of me. He's smart. It gives him a connection to the Atlanta sound that's dominating our music. And these kids, they love
hmm
Cardi. They love Uzi. They love um
hmm
who's the other with these colored nigglets, Lil Pump and Lil Peep, those two creatures, and like they
Yeah.
love that style, that sound, that swag. And let's be honest, ASAP was fly 5 years ago. ASAP was starting and being hot when we were in college, Matt.
hmm
We're getting old. Like a lot of
I
kids
know.
who
hmm
listen to the music we listen to now were 10 years old when ASAP was popping.
hmm That's very true.
That's so it
But
makes
yeah,
sense to me.
yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
makes ASAP seem more youthful in that sense.
It makes them relevant
I
to
kind
the
of,
culture.
yeah, exactly. Because they have someone who's pulling the sounds just more produced, and that's probably because they have the resources at this point to provide that.
And when you listen to Cozy Tapes, you see the clear difference in songwriting ability and structures and
hmm
basic
Yeah,
music making that Cardi truly Cardi knows how to make songs. He just
do
doesn't
that shit.
give a shit. Like
Do that shit.
it,
I still fuck. I
walk
fuck with
out
that
black like
mixtape
this.
actually.
Walk out black like this. But yeah, man. All right.
um,
What
but
else?
yeah, other song that I liked. Chief Keys on this blown mind skateboard. He has a sick hook. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was really
Auto
happy
tune
about
or
it.
not?
It might have been a tad bit, but it wasn't very like.
Mm.
It didn't have like that insane amount of effects like Kanye, Travis Scott would put on, or Kid Cudi.
You know Chief Keef used did you ever listen to Bang One or Bang Two?
I listened to um not Bang. Was it Back from the Dead or something?
Yes. Back from the Dead was so
Yeah.
lit. Oh my god. Yo, Chief Keef, low key, he sunned Travis Scott. His whole sound, his whole, like I'm gonna sound like a deep wizard. Like
Yeah.
he's the one who did that. And I swear to God, Chief Keef can destroy a hook. Remember that one song on Travis Scott's album?
Oh, Night Call?
It wasn't even close. Chief Keef had the best feature on the entire album. Think about how sad that is, bro. Like Chief Keef is low key a legend. Chief Keef son all these little creature ass goons like Lil Pump and Lil
Yeah.
Peep.
It's like how Waka Flocka kind of made like trap music really cool,
Yeah.
with Flockavelli. Chief Keef definitely brought in the nonsensical hooks like Love Sosa. That shit
Exactly.
was so fucking amazing.
I think La Sosa has 227 plays. on my iTunes at this moment. But anyway, I think it's number 4 after Cranes in the Sky. Well, that's another discussion at another time. Anyway,
But yeah,
but tell
so
me more about this
proceeding
album, man. The production. What did you
proceeding
think
further.
about it?
The production was pretty sick. It got interesting. It was a little bit different. There was a lot of like flutes, like unknowingly, I think. Like one of them
Metro
was probably
flutes or actual flutes?
like actual flutes. I feel like they sounded like actual flutes.
Oh my god!
And then
Wow.
like BYF was probably like my other favorite song with ASAP Rocky, Ant, and then Smokey Margella. Smokey Margella has a sick ass voice. It's pretty sick.
For sure.
But and it I thought all the features like they all killed it. Yachty killed it on the song Bahamas.
Something
He
that's
went in.
something that's never been heard before. Yachty killed a verse on a rap song. This is 2017. This is the Guinness World Record, y'all. Sorry.
Well, I mean, like
No.
it wasn't like the best like verse, but he definitely killed it. Like I enjoyed his feature. I think he has pretty good features, to be honest.
He does.
This is my
Peekaboo,
opinion.
peekaboo, peekaboo.
He
But he really, really does have good features.
like it's ridiculous. Like he'll pop up on someone's song and he'll actually go in pretty hard, like unknowingly, and you'll kind of underestimate it at first, but then you're like, damn.
He's reverse
You hate to
Travis
admit it.
Scott.
Yeah, it's like his own music is not that great, but then he'll just be killer on the feature. Oh, sorry, I started playing What Happens. That was another song. That was with Joey Badass, some people from Pro Era, and like pretty much ASAP crew. That wasn't
That's a
bad.
good
I actually
collab.
enjoyed. Yeah, exactly. You know, you take two New York crews, kind of bring them together. It was pretty sick. They threw in some skits. It was like the setting was like, okay, I'm going back to school type of shit, and then they're graduating at the end, with the last song being Raf, and then followed by the skit.
For sure. Yeah, man, that's a
So
good album.
yeah, so it was pretty solid. It's only 52 minutes, Dan, for
Oh, thank
17
you,
songs.
Jesus. Thank
So
you,
like,
Jesus.
yeah, so they're all quick. They're like 2-3 minutes. You'll finish them like really fast.
Okay.
So I was a little discouraged at first because I saw 17 songs, and then I checked the time and I was like, oh, it's under an hour. Like that's actually pretty reasonable. Like you can't really hate. So I was happy with it. Definitely thought it was better than the first one. I think I finished it about 4 times, 5. I don't know. I played it a lot the first day, and then proceeded to go full Uzi. So I'll leave it at that for now.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Did you want to share, or do you want me to keep going?
So I think the Lil Uzi Vert album is the only thing we've listened to together.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you listened to Daniel Caesar album. Did you listen to that?
You can talk about that because I haven't yet.
Okay. Did you listen to? Well, I'll tell you what I really listened to mostly was the SZA album. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Oh, you re-listened
I've
to
been
it?
listening to this album every single day. Love Galore might be song of the year, or it's EXO Tour Life. Like
Local Lore is definitely somewhere. It's a good song.
Like that is the best Travis feature ever. And you still know it's a Travis feature because he says absolutely nothing. But
why you bother me? Why you bother me?
Why bother? His ability to make his voice a part of the instrumentation of the song. Like when she's singing, "Why you bother me when you know you got a woman?" And then he's just constantly in the background going, "Yeah, yeah." And then they eventually sync it up themselves and they start harmonize. Oh, it's
Love Galore is ridiculous.
he's really taken over the concept of an ad lib, and he's made it part of the music. And it's like he's taking what Cardi's doing, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say because Cardi does that too, but you do make a point that Travis kind of like takes his own ad lib and immerses it into his own song, like kind of like, oh, it was part of the whole melody or the hook.
Exactly. It's insane. He finds a melody in everything. everything is a melody. Every space, every gap, every little piece of the song is another perfect melody. And
Do
it's
you know what it reminds me of? That like what we were just talking about. It reminds me of how his Uber Everywhere remix. He does that
oh,
a lot. He's like, yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then think about the Uber Everywhere.
Mhm.
Perfect transition is Butterfly Effect. That
Oh
song
yeah.
is literally the sequel to Uber Everywhere. If all
Mhm.
this life I cannot change,
Hey.
leave the hills, leave up in the main.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's just endless It's just
Mhm.
it's oh man. I wish I enjoyed his features as much as I really wish I enjoyed his last album. Cause I it's there, but I I'll give you another feature he did. He
Mhm.
did a song called Skywalker with Miguel.
Oh, that was sick.
It's it's just
I listened
every
to.
feature
Oh.
he's on.
Mhm.
This is his ear. Clearly, if he can release an album this year,
Mhm.
Travis Travis low key might start being one of those rappers who's having runs. He might be like
Mm.
because him and Uzi, man,
Mhm.
they are starting to go crazy. And
Yeah,
then
definitely. I can agree
like,
with that. Hmm.
oh, they are really coming up. And then, but besides that, I didn't really listen to
Mm.
any rap music. I listened to this guy called Topaz Jones.
Okay, I think I saw that somewhere, but I didn't bother yet.
He's from Montclair, New Jersey. He released an album
Mhm.
called hold up, y'all. This is gonna take a little bit. I got shit to lose. But Arcade by
Mhm.
Topaz Jones.
Okay.
That was I liked it, but I'm not really sure if it's a rap album.
Mm.
It's like if Andre 3K could really, really, really enunciate when he was singing in 2004 and had access to a much poor selection of beats,
Uh-huh.
you will get this. It's just you listen to it and you're like these beats are really sunny and relaxing, and he's constantly singing about love and working hard.
Is this like
But
a Kyle album?
it's no, because
Okay.
he doesn't have the Kyle lacks the technical skills and
Hmm.
just sheer songwriting skills Topaz has. But this is an album. I just don't think it was for me. I just
Okay.
it's one of those albums that you listen to, like, I get what you're doing, but
Hmm.
I'm never gonna listen to this ever again.
Okay, I can see that. I guess. Well, I mean, me and you both like just don't really fuck with the Smino album. I
He's
know.
nothing like Smino.
Okay, I know. I'm just putting.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about album wise though.
Mhm.
Like people told me they like the album, and I can kind of see why people like the album, but I
It's
wouldn't
not
go back. Like, yeah, I wouldn't spend an hour of my day listening to that album.
yeah.
That's the only way I can put it.
Ever again. Jesus. God, that was so long. Anyway, I also listen to Slaka the Beat Child.
You were telling me about
And
it.
man, I just this is probably my favorite album of the week I listened to,
Uh huh.
besides SZA the God.
Mm-hmm.
She oh, we're also talking about the that Taylor Swift at the end. Yep. We're not running away from that. But yeah, man, this he just makes that perfect Sunday easily listening music. And I'm just gonna show you guys. Just play you a little bit.
This is guys.
And that's it. You get
Mm.
that for about 14 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the songs, well, they're not all, 6 minutes, but it's
Mm-hmm.
about a solid hour and 5 minutes. And I would definitely recommend it if you want some classic soul music. Just
No,
great.
it sounded really good. Definitely have to check that out. So I'll probably make that my to-do list. I forgot to mention the other albums that I also listened to.
What you listen to?
I checked out Rex Orange County's Apricot Princess. That was
No,
actually
no,
really fucking good.
no, you are not. I have been keeping myself on that album successfully for weeks now. You are not gonna ruin this for me. You enjoy it on your own.
Okay, we'll talk about it next time.
Man, but okay, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm so excited. I just want. I never. I keep not finding time to listen to it. So I'm just trolling you. Obviously, talk about it, man. But I really love that last album. The way it was. He just felt like he did everything I wanted King Cruel to do.
Bro, like if you like the first one, what was it going because you were never there or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apricot Princess, it's like he got a little bit more money and just cleaned it all up and it made it more cohesive.
He got professional.
Yeah, he got professional and like he actually like took the concepts of his songs and kind of expanded on them a little bit more. Like it wasn't just sad fucking music. Like it was a mix of like, oh, this is sad, but it's hopeful. This is really sad. And this is more a little bit like, you know, happy because there's like like something at the end that you can look forward to almost. So it wasn't completely depressing, but it was a very sad album, I will say nonetheless. But the production on it was just great. Like it was so clean. And I don't like to use the word shiny, but it was pretty shiny to a degree. It was just like, oh my God. Like someone just gave him some money.
It felt like properly mixed and mastered, huh?
Yes, exactly. And like he doesn't have many features. He has his person named Marco McInnes on the third song, and then his girlfriend does the vocals on the fourth song, Sycamore Girl, with him.
Oh, that's adorable.
And then I think the one song that really stood out to me was Rain Man. It wasn't even him singing. I don't know who was playing the fucking like I think it was a trumpet or it was either a sax. It probably is a sax, but they got a sax solo into the song, so I was like kind of like confused for like a minute.
All right, that's a lot. That's very aggressive King Cruel vibes. Wow,
exactly. Like he's just better King Cruel, honestly. And also the best part is only 10 songs. It's 40 minutes. You're gonna finish it really quick. Wow.
Jesus. Okay, man. All right. Well, I'm excited now.
Well, did you just finish touching your nipples?
No, my nipples are raw. Anyway, I listened to the Daniel Caesar album. Okay. Daniel Caesar is this Toronto R&B artist. He's been releasing music since 2014. I know this because I was unable to listen to this album on my Google Play streaming. I was enraged when I went on Discogs.com and learned that he had more music that I was unable to access. And because I buy my music, all of my music, at all times, at every point in my life, I didn't want to listen to it at this point. But I got a chance to listen to his new album called Freudian. And title.
That's an aggressive title.
Man, it's ludicrous, and he doesn't really tie it into his music. But that's besides the point. This guy is one of the best singers, technical singers you will ever hear. He is a gospel singer. And the way he essentially uses the structure of most gospel songs you've been hearing, or if you've ever heard, and then uses his themes of loneliness, of just constant self-analysis, and it's really jarring.
Okay.
Because his music is so beautiful, but he's saying this really just sad and disturbing nonsense, and it doesn't work because he'll constantly have these features that are so uplifting and joyful and hopeful.
Okay.
It's like you listen to 3 songs in one song. It's I really like technically what he's doing. I want his songwriting to be more consistent with the music he's putting out, because I feel like the features did not add to this album at all, and I think they were great features, but I don't necessarily see why he needed them. I feel the fact that we have someone from Toronto making R&B that's not Drake is necessary and important. And yes, I didn't count Tory Lanez in there for a reason. Motherfuckers. But yeah, Daniel Caesar is clearly the future of whatever Toronto R&B is right now. And I think
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say Austin tried to put me on it. I think sometime this year. Can't remember, but
mhm,
um, from what you just described to me, it sounded like this guy is like trying to. I guess it's like his album sounds exactly how I felt about the Sampa album this year. It was really sad and depressing at the same time. It didn't really tie into anything like complete. It was just like, oh, you're just really depressed. And
that's not enough for me anymore. I
yeah, and I feel that like I don't, I think I should listen to this album, but I feel like I'm gonna be coming out of it very unsatisfied, or maybe feeling like what the fuck did I just listen to, and then kind of contemplate for a little bit before I decide to even bother with it again.
I I would say that because I listened to the album 3 times.
Okay.
So I was in more analytic mode. The first time you hear it, it
Hmm.
kind of just hits you in the head. You're like, whoa,
Hmm.
okay, there's a new one. There's that new person you're gonna keep on your phone now.
Hmm.
That's the feeling that you get the first time you hear this album. Like I'm doing this like let's say if I had to give it a rating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I give it a 4 out of 5. But
Okay.
I have reservations with the inconsistency of the lyrics and the features. I felt like he was able to build up this vibe so well
Hmm.
that when you have Sid coming in talking about like playgrounds and random nonsense, like okay, thanks for that contribution, Sid. You didn't really do anything, but
Hmm.
yeah, I would definitely recommend this album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely try to peek it. I guess I'll trade. We'll switch off now. The other album that I just started this week, actually, that I didn't start last week when it came out, was "The War on Drugs: A
Oh
Deeper
yeah.
Understanding." I'm gonna be honest. I only gave it like 2, 3 listens, but I mean, I was looking for an indie album, like an indie band album,
Hmm.
since to kind of balance out everything else I've been listening to. It was good. I liked
Yeah.
it. It was very consistent, like the melodies and all like the song construction, the song structure. Like it felt like there was a theme definitely behind it. I can't really
Hmm.
tell you like exactly what this the whole album was about,
Yeah.
but it was like nice 80s rock vibes, like, and it was nice and chill, the like I can't tell the difference between most of the songs, so it flowed really well.
Okay. All right,
So
man. I'm excited to listen to that.
yeah, so definitely give it a listen. That's something I kind of want to talk to you about, because it's
Hmm.
like, I don't know, with most indie albums nowadays, like I just love how they sound, but then when I look back at it, I'm just like, what was the point?
Yeah, with indie albums, I genuinely have to read the lyrics
Hmm.
simply because maybe this is just my own personal opinion. Most of the indie music I listen to, the vocalists are really garbage. They're really, really, they're not great singers. So
Hmm.
it's just difficult to hear what they're saying over the production.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, I agree with
kind of
you.
why I love the pains of being pure at heart.
Oh, I
They
love that
make
band.
the most aggressive music you can hear, and everything you can hear every single word every single time because they actually paid for someone to mix and master their song, just not to say they're cool and hip. I'm sorry, but it's difficult for me to even hear what these people are saying.
Yeah, the
So
pains
I
of being pure heart are amazing though, as a whole band, and like
man,
everything they do. Like the last album came out when 2015,
oh, I wasn't a fan of
14.
the last album. I didn't
Hmm.
like it. It sounded like a Reese's commercial. Like
It was
it
more.
was
It
too
was a little bit.
upbeat.
It was a little bit more uplifting. That's how I can tell you that much. That's what I remember.
like like I was telling you about this, the sadness in the lyrics.
Yeah.
You don't belong. Like I don't want to be listening about songs about being so simple and sure from the people who make the best emo music I've ever heard. Like
Yeah.
outside of course Sufjan Stevens making suicide music for the youth every single year.
Hey, Sufon's a beautiful person. He is very hurt and he's trying to vent out through his music. Leave that man alone.
Trust, when I off myself, I'm definitely playing Illinois. No problem, dog. Seventh track. Seventh track. Anyway.
Karen Lowell is amazing. But Illinois is pretty fucking good too.
Yeah.
So yes, and I do listen to him when I want to, when I feel like it.
It's okay. Do
Along with-
you eat little pieces of cake and cry?
No, if I want to cry, I listen to like Bell and Sebastian. Tiger Milk is so sad, but that's really good.
No, balance is your back. That is the definition of suicide music right there. Do not listen to that music. If you are in your feelings, run away. Okay.
That's so good.
All right, so I got 2 albums I want to talk to you about before we go on to Mr. Vert.
Mhm.
I listen to Khalil. Khalil is why we don't go on Pitchfork, kids. So I went on Pitchfork and I saw this guy called Khalil, right?
Okay.
And you know my thing, right? Where you can predict a Pitchfork score
rating
by the X.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was off by 3 points. I got a 7.8. I think this album was 7.5. Who gives a really?
7.2.
7.2.
Yes.
And so the album is called The Water We Drink. And I read the review of this album. And it literally has nothing to do with any of the music. This music is like if Geschaffelstein had a little brother who was obsessed with like the third part of every R&B melody. And then had a spooky ghost sing over everything. And I listened to this album and I don't know whether if I hate it or love it. I can't tell you what this is. I can't tell you what's being done. I can't tell you anything. I just want to listen again. But I don't know what it is. This words are irrelevant to the situation. You know, like it's like Arrival where you can only express yourselves in emotion and time and Amy Adams. Like it's I have no idea what the fuck I was listening to, and it was the craziest shit ever. I'll play a song for you guys, and if you guys understand what's happening, then we'll see. The song's called Herat.
I like the pianos. That's a piano, right?
Also, each song takes about 4 minutes to start.
What?
These songs are strange, and if I don't know
How
how
long
I
is
can
it?
describe them. This one is only 4 minutes and 23 seconds. That's why I picked it.
No, but I meant like the album.
It's 10 songs.
Oh God.
So it's a quick listen.
Oh, that's interesting. Can you turn it up? I feel like I'm getting ready to play DVR.
That is not what this is.
Okay, well, good to know that whatever I just said isn't gonna happen.
Are you hearing this?
Yes.
9 more times. 9 more times that spooky ghost sings over what sounds like if Oscar, that homeless man who terrorizes children on Sesame Street, if you gave him an Ableton board. I feel like that's the only way I can describe the production of this. I mean, this is...
He posted maybe on shit. It was just playing over and over.
I need to listen to this album again because kids don't reach Pitchfork. Just don't read Pitchfork. They don't need that revenue. And the last and final album I listened to, my God, I listened to So many goddamn albums. Was 17 by XXX Tentacion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 11-minute album. Sorry, 11 song album. That's 21 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that again.
21 minutes?
It's an 11-minute album. So it's an 11 song album. That's 21 minutes. Fantano said it best. Most of the songs are the size of an iTunes preview, which is hilarious and slanderous at the same time. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say this. This is my first Tentacion project I've ever heard, and obviously the main distinguisher from him, and I like. I'm sorry, this might not be how his fans perceive him. The main distinguisher from him from his other little pump creatures is he doesn't use auto tune. His music is a lot more acoustic. Exactly. So you have songs like Jocelyn Flores, which is incredible. You have songs like Revenge, which is not bad.
I fuck with Revenge.
But then most of this album is trashed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's just, he just whines about being depressed. And he's one of the worst vocalists I've ever heard. Don't sing. Don't sing. Just sing the hook. He sang an entire piano ballad. Don't do that again.
Go ahead.
Fuck this album. Anyway, that's it.
I mean, I never listened to it. I never really had a reason to. I only fuck with some of the songs that he does, like you said, the acoustics too. For some reason, this guy has a huge cult following, and just people. Well, yeah, the kids love him.
I get why the kids love him. Like songs like Jocelyn Flores.
Yeah,
it makes sense. He can make a song.
Okay,
he can make a really good song.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, does he strike out? Oh my God. When he misses, he misses. Hey, but that's good though. You know, he commits. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
There is no waffling here. There's no there's no pop track. There's no single. He's committed to this terrible, terrible idea. Yeah. And 3 of them work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Listen to the singles, kids.
Yeah, I mean, my thing with Tentacion is don't listen to a project. I don't know. He's one of those guys that like I wouldn't listen to a project. It's like if Lil Pump puts out a project, I'm not gonna listen to a Lil Pump project. Like, why would I want to do that?
Is that creature capable of releasing a project?
I don't know. It depends. Maybe when he gets off the Xanax.
I heard he hasn't been off the Xanax since he was 16.
No, he has a Xanax issue. But I mean, like, who doesn't now at that age, right? I guess.
What? What? That's a thing now. 16-year-olds are just popping bars all day. No, bro.
You'd be surprised. I don't know. I felt like after we left college, post Dirty Sprite 2, everyone started fucking with lean activists or like try fuck with that shit type of shit and like Xanax. It's like all of a sudden popping like prescription drugs was really fun, like Oxycontin, Percocet,
Molly.
Molly, I feel like is less relevant now. I feel
Molly is for the EDM kids.
Yeah, but nowadays, like the party drug is Xanax, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I want to participate in a Xanax party. That sounds dangerous. That also sounds terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like me being 20 and being physically capable of enduring terrible decisions like that. I'm thinking about doing that now. And just, oh my God. Yo, they do that every day, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
That creature, Lil Pump, eating a little Xanny cake. And I was like, this is a serious problem. You cannot have a plus and minus cake. You have a
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, the kid has issues. I also like. I just don't really fuck with him. I know like Adam 22 from No Jumper does. I think he's fucking crazy. Well, I don't even think crazy. I think it's just stupid to support this kid. This kid's gonna hurt himself one day and die.
I think that all scarecrows that have been put magically to life should be destroyed. But that's just me. Anyway, let's converge on the one thing that we've actually, I'm assuming you liked
I
more than
did
I
actually.
did. The Lil Uzi Vert album.
Love is Rage too. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert to me is one of the most frustrating rappers out here. the The problem I have with Lil Uzi Vert is I'm just a cynical person.
Mhm.
I look at and then this is what I wanted to talk to you. Why do you think all of these albums came out when they did, dog? With almost zero promotion. Nobody on Jimmy Kimmel, nothing. Just 16 albums in 2 weeks.
That's actually a good question. The only people I know who promoted theirs was probably ASAP.
Right? The only ones I even saw, because Ferg had an album coming out as well.
No, that was promoted. That was.
So they promoted. The only ones I saw. And then I think about it that, oh, of course, it's about to be Q4.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when they dump all their products at the end of the year. And I'm like, okay, so this is why we're getting all this nonsense.
Oh, so they get paid.
And then you look at the Uzi tape. It's the same. It's almost like every other tape, right? You have 14 or 18 songs.
Mm-hmm.
The last back of it is unnecessary. It's just kind of boring and just meandering. And I'm realizing now that these little nigglets are releasing mixtapes as albums, putting 2 or 3 songs they'd actually put or invested any real effort in, and then writing on that. Because I listened to this album. To me, there's 3 good songs. The Way It Goes.
That's a great song.
How It Talk.
That's a good one too.
And the Pharrell song. I'm not counting XO Tour Life because that song
Neon Guts
of Neon Guts.
Sorry,
XO Tour Life has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
No, it doesn't.
Even production wise, there's no. Where's the
I'll give you my
accordion?
opinion. I'll give you my opinion later, but keep finishing.
When you listen to The Way It Goes, and you hear clearly, oh, so this is the artist he can be. He can make music that emotionally connects with you easily. Very few people can actually do that, man. Like, you listen to The Way It Goes, and then you understand how he made XO Tour Life. Then you actually look and listen to the lyrics of The Way It Goes.
That was depressing.
Your hook is so perfect. Life is hard. We don't really know what it has, but fuck it. If you're not gonna kill yourself, you'll get over it. It's just a sentiment anyone can understand. Then he talks about how he has more rollies than everyone in his neighborhood, and it's like, okay. And I feel like I get it. I have no problem with all of the swag talk, but I don't know why I was expecting more XO Tour Life and less P's and Q's. And I feel like I got really nice versions of P's and Q's and Do What You Want. And it's really frustrating hearing an artist, at least to me, who's clearly capable of making incredible music. Coast.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't treat this as an album. I definitely treated it more as a mixtape.
Yeah.
So I came with that in mind. It definitely took me a few listens to really enjoy it because at first I was like kind of like, okay. Then the second time I was like, all right, a little bit harder to get through, but I did. And then by the third time I was like, okay, I kind of get the point, and I started picking and choosing the songs I liked. I definitely thought he did take whatever he started with EXO Tour Life and try to expand it with his album. It's just the production wasn't all EXO Tour Life, like sad, depressing shit, like the way it goes. I guess a good example is that because he talks about some sad shit and feelings mutual, but then it's like an accordion ass beat in the background, which I fuck with. Like everything sounded like a merry-go-round to me, and I kind of fucked with that. But I think that's because I enjoy the song P's and Q's, and he just kind of had Molly Raw, the producer, do a bunch of those beats. So I was happy with that. I like the first song. Second song was pretty sick. It starts out with a few bangers and then it gets slower. I definitely agree with you that like maybe the back end I don't really care about, but there's only like I don't care about the Weekend song. I thought that was pretty pointless. I didn't fuck with Early 20 Rager too much.
That and No Sleep are the worst songs.
Nah, I fuck with No Sleep. What the hell?
yeah. That to me right there is a travesty.
No Sleep was actually pretty good in my opinion. I didn't really fuck with Malfunction. X was okay. I didn't really fuck with. I actually like Dark Queen a lot. So
I can't even remember what that is.
It's like the song before EXO Tour Life.
Okay.
I actually didn't fuck with For Real. That was the one song I didn't like.
For real. For real.
I was like, dude, really? that to me sounded lazy. I was also like, that song could have been taken out. Like it didn't need to be there. So I agree that there are some songs that didn't need to be on this album mixtape, whatever you want to call it. But I felt like majority of the songs that he put on there, I liked, and I'm not offended. It wasn't my favorite, my absolute favorite Uzi project, but it wasn't a bad one to me where I felt like, okay, this guy, he kind of put out hot garbage. He was experimenting with beats a little bit more, which was nice. Mm-hmm. Like the production did sound a little bit more interesting than most of his other previous work, so I enjoyed that. And I don't know, out of all those, like from his class, from that double XL class who put out albums so far,
he's definitely winning.
Oh yeah, definitely. I liked his way more than like 21 Savage or Lil Yachty. Can't name everyone else on that album. Besides Anderson .Paak, I guess, but he hasn't released anything this year, so I'm gonna discount that. But yeah, so I definitely felt like all those rappers, he's definitely winning, and he's at least doing a little bit more on that end than the other guys. Because
I will agree with you there. In comparison to his peers,
yes,
I would say that he's on the same track where Travis is. He is able to make songs that are just really like Travis is able to do a vibe. Uzi is able to really get you with his emotions. And like you're right. I you can't deny that this is clearly a better album than Issa album and whatever Lil Yachty released. I just
Teenage Emotions.
21 tracks. 21 tracks.
That was the hardest hour and a half or so of my life.
It's like taking an SAT test twice. Anyway. and then you listen, but you look at the way that it makes sense though. Uzi's been rapping since 2012. He probably has more tapes than all of these other rappers combined. He's been signed since 2013. Yeah, he should have learned some. Maybe I'm just cynical, but it just
the only other
cash grab.
Well, the only other person that's signed a little bit long, not signed, but at least has maybe as much work as him is probably like 21 Savage, but his work from back then is completely different than what it is now. It's like it's kind of shocking. Like I listened to him last summer, like the Slaughterhouse or was it Slaughter Gang? I can't fucking remember. I think he put out 2. The vibe was completely like it was just violent. Like damn.
That's why people say, Savage, why are you talking so hard? But anyway, I'm telling you, man, like I can't believe that this guy's gonna sell 120,000 records next year. And it feels like to me, this album reminds me of the albums that used to come out in the 90s. Where you have 3 to 4 singles.
Mhm.
And I feel like for the last 2-3 years, we've been really good on this. Where rappers, elite
Mhm.
rappers, are actually trying to make albums. Like, look at
Mhm.
Rodeo. That's an album. Birds in the
Yeah, it is a
Trap.
album.
That's an album. He has a theme. He has a vision that he's trying to get across. This literally feels like I'm gonna put these 3 songs. I got the Pharrell feature for the old heads, and I'm gonna just ride off this for the next 2 years.
But doesn't that feel like most rap albums nowadays, outside of like artists that kind of have that vision, like like Travis Scott? Besides those guys,
No, dude. I actually like. I genuinely believe that most rappers are really trying to make albums. Like, even look at Young Boy. Like, that was a sincere album. I didn't see any obvious singles coming out of that. Even Smino. I hated that Smino album, but like, I didn't see the one song with with the EDM horns featuring David Guetta. like these rappers they're trying to even look at Rory. Like, all of these kids are trying to make
Mhm.
projects. And
Mhm.
with this album, it literally feels like, okay, if he made The Way It Goes,
Mhm.
and he made this rest of this album, and I genuinely just don't think that it feels careless. Like, it feels
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
here,
yeah,
you got what you wanted.
yeah, no, I agree. It is kind of careless. I I'm gonna say this: if your title is after one of your mixtapes with a fucking number,
Like,
I'm gonna treat it like a mixtape. I'm not gonna treat it as an album, because an album to me still has a defined structure where there's a start and a finish. There's a point to it. There's a theme. If I can't find that theme, I'm gonna destroy your album because I'm gonna think it's trash.
yeah, yeah. I I, I just it feels like a mixtape.
Yeah,
It just feels like
exactly.
a
That's what it
mixtape.
should be. It should be considered a mixtape. The sad fact is, though, it's on iTunes. They're trying to get paid.
That's very
That's the only
true.
thing that makes it a little bit more
Trying to
depressing.
get
We're
this
paying for a mixtape.
money.
Isn't that weird
Hey,
though? Knowing that we're paying for mixtapes now, it's like Gucci Mane has another album coming out. That should be another
no.
fucking mixtape. Like, come on, man.
No, I don't, because nobody's listening to those albums. Just like nobody
Mm.
was listening to all those Gucci tapes. Now Gucci has the stats to see that nobody's listening to these things. Keep on releasing all these albums, Gucci. It's not gonna. Nobody's listening. I'm sorry. Let's just. Sorry, Gucci. Like, you can't release 18 albums a year and expect us to be listening to everything.
Oh my god.
He needs to stop.
There's East Atlanta Santa 1, East Atlanta Santa 2, East Atlanta Santa, the return of Gucci Mane.
Remember Gas, Lean, and what was the
Remember
last
he
one?
remember he did a project with Young Thugga Lamaine Flair.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
he
remember that?
did. You know, he did a project with Uzi Vert as well.
Yeah, I know. That was last year. It was 1017 versus the world.
Damn,
That was okay.
yo,
He
Gucci
also
just
did a
prolific,
he did so many with Waka Flocka too.
right?
I think it was like it was like ketchup and like it was something weird.
Is he gonna do it with the Migos?
I felt like he has already. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Gucci and Young Jeezy mixtape. That's the one I really want to listen to. Anyway,
Yeah, it's like how I'm praying for this fucking Metro Boomin Young Thug mixtape, but that's never happening.
come on, man. Like, I feel like Young Thug got jealous that Metro Boomin got, popping. I'm just gonna say it. It
Mm,
seems like they fell off, but that's just me. Anyway, we're gonna talk about 2 more songs. Do you know what Trippy Red is?
yes, it's
Oh,
a
so you have
Pokemon,
heard the
right?
song? No. Oh my god. It's a human being.
No, he looks like a fucking Pokemon though. Have you
Right.
seen him?
Yes.
He's got.
Trippy Red is okay. These people are here. And I listened to
I heard
his
about
song.
him. Yeah. Mhm.
What were we saying?
I heard about him from the No Jumper interview that Adam 22 did with him and like
Mm-hmm.
his friend Doo-Wop Candy Pain or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Their names are so fucking ridiculous, Dan. I honestly don't understand anymore. I
Smoking
think we're just
Margiela.
old.
Do up candy brains.
Not gonna lie, Smokey Margell is a pretty sick name. That's such a funny ass name.
It's still funny. All right, man. So tell me, what did you listen to Love Scars or did you just listen to the interview?
I listened to the Love Scars, but I don't remember most of it. But he was talking about how Lil Uzi took Love Scars from him.
Okay,
Did you
really?
know that?
No.
Yeah. I
So
I
Uzi
thought it was
bought
just
it?
the title though. Did you listen to his EP before the Love Is Rage 2? He has a
No.
song called Love Scars on there.
Oh,
It's really
okay.
good. I
Is
don't
it
know.
similar to Trippy's?
So that's the thing. I don't know exactly because I think the idea or the name was taken from him, but I mean, song wise, all for all I remember, and I don't remember this Trippy C song, like Trippy
Hmm.
Red song. I definitely like Uzi's a lot more.
All right. Well, that's all I need to know.
Also, just to like, not like, I am a little bit biased. The guy's an idiot. When I was listening to his interview, he talked about how he was on Xanax and had a gun in his hand while on Xanax and almost killed his friend, or he almost got shot or some shit. It was like, okay, you're just dumb.
Okay. That
Yeah,
is oh, that is disturbing at
yeah, I
best.
know.
That
Hmm.
is yikes. Man, I really wish you had told me that now because I was really gonna praise this song. Now I just feel like I really like this.
I really like
Yeah.
this song, man. I don't
I
know if I
really like
can
this
now.
song with the murderous rappers. You know, it was incredible, man. Like
Okay.
he just he doesn't rap. He just screams. And he is a SoundCloud rapper. So you
Can
know
you
what
play it
that's
for me?
about.
Because like I everyone talks about the song. Like I know people who mention talk about the song, and like they tell me it's good. I don't know if you're just going around holding an AR while you're barred out. I kind of have a problem with you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, no, that sounds like I'm never going to your concert. I'm not
Yeah.
dying for you. You crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna play this song.
Yeah, thank you.
He really sounds like Sabasai.
Mhm. Okay, this is pretty tight. Okay,
So yeah.
so let me tell you the differences. I noticed that yes, they're both singing. Um, it sounds pretty good, but I don't. When it comes to singing, I'm especially like melodies and hooks like this. I'm gonna prefer Lil Uzi. Also, the production is a little bit different, but the idea, the concept, they're definitely there. They're pretty similar.
The production is a lot more epic on Love Scars. It's just
Mhm.
like it sounds like just these giant drums and he's like singing as hard as he can.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uzi's kind of
definitely.
like
But I love the
like
part. I love the part where he's like, "Wow." That part is so sick. Like, come
oh
on.
man. Yeah, little Uzi's a little bit more of a gremlin. This guy's he's much more open with his vocals. Yeah.
So I think
Uh,
that's the difference, but I can see why like people like it. I
yeah.
think I need to get a few more listens. It wasn't
10
bad
million
though.
on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't hate on the song. It did sound good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to your freaking speakers right now though, so it's kind of hard for me
Oh,
to tell.
yeah, my iPhone speakers are not the best way to listen to this.
Shout out to the
Anyway,
iPhone.
shout out to the iPhone. Yeah, the other singer I listened to was Sky Dancer by Miguel. We know how
That's a
that song's
great song.
incredible.
That video is so ridiculous.
The video was not good. Like Miguel, stop trying to be cool. I'm sorry, Miguel. You're just there's a corniness to Miguel that once he jumped over this women and failed and like landed on top of one of them, like
Hmm.
he's just stop trying to be cool. But we're gonna talk. Speaking of trying to be cool,
Hmm.
Taylor Swift released a song called "You Know What It Is." I'm not gonna say its long ass title. These white people are making me work anymore.
What was
Anyway,
it called? Like look at me or something.
I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
Oh, look what you've
Taylor
done. Some
Swift.
shit. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Taylor Swift is trash, but I've always felt like Taylor Swift's music is better than her as a person. I've enjoyed her albums sometimes. I like Red ish. I don't like Speak Now because it's trash. I don't like 1989 because it's trash. Like there's a song where she talks about how gay people and black people exist and how it's super amazing for her that she gets to have new friends because these people's lives are literally an introduction for her because she's Taylor Swift and she's never known a reality where she isn't the center of the universe. But the point is, as Matt has known, I've always felt that Taylor Swift was a shady and very fake person.
Oh, it's very
Then,
clear.
then we learned, I just assumed she was. Then we learned that nonsense about Kim Kardashian, where she was outed as a fraud, essentially, someone who's willing to use the caricatures of an angry black man to propel her own success. She's basically always being a victim. She's very good at being the victim.
Which is annoying.
Yeah, it really is. And then she released this new song called "Look What You Made Me Do," and the only way I can describe this song is it's the seventh song in an album. It's like it's the palate cleanser. It's like, oh look, you did something a little bit different. Oh, this is cool. Like if it doesn't work out, you're not really gonna remember because it's the seventh song, and it's not gonna be so offensive to you that you're really gonna care. But it's like, oh look, Taylor, good for you, honey. You're doing something different with your music, right? And for you to release this song as a single, something so boring and mediocre is kind of scary when you're besides Adele, because I don't really count her as an artist. She just comes in, sits on a chair, and sells 20 million records. Nobody else does that. Everybody else has to do some work. She is, bar none, the biggest artist on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And when she releases this song in 2017, when you talk about nothing that's going around in the world, when your music isn't anyway musically progressing, sadly, like the way Shake It Off was, she was actually doing something different from your music. She was abandoning country. This just sounds like something Selena Gomez wouldn't make. It sounds like something Lord would reject. It's just mediocre. And like it's kind of crazy. It's you really she hasn't missed, dude. Like if you really think about it, she hasn't missed. So I don't know. That's kind of surprising. It's kind of weird to just see her take an L.
Okay, well, I agree with you. She's always being victimized. I think she just likes playing the victim because, it's part of her fucking demeanor.
It makes sense.
And then all of a sudden she gets called out for it and starts owning it up. And then she makes this petty song and I listened to it. I didn't finish it. I was like, I don't need to finish it because the hook and like I don't know. The only thing that I remember was a hook with it over repeating and repeating and repeating. And then I reminded myself, Matt, I'm better than this. I need to turn this off. And I did. And I walked away and went to go roll my joint and moved on with my life just then.
Okay.
I don't care about Taylor Swift. I never gave a fuck about her music. I understood why it was popular. I understood that why it would, win a lot of awards and like, she's being loved by millions of people at the same time. I definitely thought she was very shady. I thought her music was very shallow and boring.
Rap Game Drake.
Yeah, she just took her. She is Rap Game Drake. She just took her music to another level. She just showed the world that I can be petty too, which is cool, I guess. But let's be honest, I don't really need to see a white girl be petty. Like, why?
It it just feels this happened. It feels like this happened years ago, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh
Two,
yeah.
it her and I understand. Somehow we have to talk about this jackass. I hate light so much.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that her album cover is her face on essentially a replica of the New York Times, talking
Mm-hmm.
about reputation, talking about how the media is trying to take down her reputation. When I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say this right now. Taylor Swift, what's unique about Taylor Swift is she is the only pop artist that I can think of who has not taken from any black music openly. Almost
That's
every
true.
major artist I know, who white person, I'm sorry, who makes music either A sounds like a black person or make music like a black person.
Mm-hmm.
Or tried making music like a black person, Justin Bieber, and failed completely and went back to the white side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think about what she's doing right now, dude, and I just find it hard to believe that Taylor Swift. I genuinely believe she thinks she's a victim. And this album right now, I think it's going to be her views.
Ooh.
I think it's going to sell millions of records. And I think, like views, it's going to show someone who's completely out of touch with the world around them.
Yeah. I mean, like, but doesn't her music always seem that way? There was never really a point. In the beginning, it was just love ballads. Then it
No, no,
expand.
no. Her songs, remember what we said about the victimhood?
Mm-hmm.
She made 3 songs over 3 albums about being dumped by the same person.
That's
It,
true.
1 song, Matt, would be okay. 3 songs is a narrative. That's manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. Just, I just don't
Yeah.
like. I don't like when really successful people who are very good at manipulating people portray themselves as victims. I feel like it's very disingenuous and very fake, and it makes people. I feel like a lot of people internalize that, and they start seeing
Mm-hmm.
themselves as victims as well.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, no one really wants to see that in an artist, especially like, well, I get for me, if I like the artist and I start seeing that, then that would greatly bother me. I don't
Yeah,
know how these fans feel because I've never been a Taylor Swift fan.
me neither.
Um, I'll tell you this: I hope that she crashes and burns because it'll
See,
be really fun to watch.
children, Matt is what we call a hater. He enjoys the suffering and sadness of others. It powers his day. It gives him strength in the night.
Oh, it does. I
Yeah.
get one. I get like I take one step forward towards like immortality each time.
I
A little more.
I don't want Taylor to fail. That seems super fucked up for no
So I can
reason.
absorb all her fucking energy and then use it for myself.
If I could absorb her money like a Hoover vacuum, I would. But I at this point, no, I don't want Taylor to fail. I don't enjoy seeing other people fail. It's never given me anything. A lot of people really, really do. It doesn't make me feel better. It never has. So I don't know. It's crazy to me to see people who've never taken a loss take a loss. And like that to me is what type of artist are you? Do you crumble or do you come back? Are you a Kanye or are you a Chris Brown? That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, so that's the thing. It's like I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I just don't really enjoy music. It's just like it's just simple as that. I mean, like I just want her music to be off this earth. To be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
make a good point. At this point, is kind of whether do I sink or swim. I think she's gonna sink, honestly, because I don't think her
Man,
music. Because I honestly don't think she's capable of talking about anything else besides being a victim.
I I'm starting to really believe that the Drake and Taylor we have,
Mhm.
that's it. There's nothing. Like we've gotten 5 or 6 albums from these people. Like I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm seeing Taylor as a way for. I feel like the way Drake is actually starting to fall off.
Mhm.
Who knows? Anyway, her new song is trash, and she's gonna sell 1 million records in the first week because it just doesn't matter. Just
Yeah,
like
it really doesn't. Anything we say doesn't really matter. But hey, I'm glad everyone knows now that I fucking despise, women. So
that hatred is so pure.
come at me at that man Twitter. I invite you.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I feel like Taylor Swift has to have at least. She can probably tour until she dies, so I don't feel bad for her. But
Mhm.
god damn, this song was garbage. It was so. Apparently, she sampled "I'm so sexy, I'm too sexy for your shirt," and I didn't know this. I only listened to the song once, but it's not like was that supposed to make me want to listen to it again? Was that like something that you tell people and they're supposed to be excited? Like that song is awful and stupid and that song is like it's like going to a Chuck E. Cheese in 2017. Like, okay, we used to do this, but really, why are we here? Those monsters are scaring me. But
Mhm.
yeah, let's just dead this. Thank you for what is it? For visiting or listening to another episode. Hood Franklin. I hope you guys have a great time. And fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Talk to you later, man.
See you, Stan.